I came back from war to find my home stolen. While I was deployed overseas, serving my country, putting my life on the line, someone else had been living their dream life on my land. My family ranch wasn't just dirt and water, it was bloodline. My grandfather carved it out of the wild with his bare hands. My father raised cattle, built the dam, planted the pines. I grew up chasing fireflies by the creek, fishing with my brothers, and fixing fences under the unforgiving Texas sun. And when I signed the enlistment papers, I swore to them that I'd keep it safe. That one day, it'd be there for my kids. But 4 years is a long time away. I still remember that burning July day I drove back. My duffel bag sat heavy on the passenger seat, the American flag patch still clinging to the fabric. I crested the hill, expecting to see the familiar spread of my ranch, the dam glittering like a jewel under the sun. Instead, my stomach sank. Rows of pastel-painted houses stretched where my fields used to be. Neatly paved roads cut through my pastures. Mailboxes lined the drive, children's bikes leaned against plastic fences. My barn was gone, my cattle, gone. The dam, still there, holding back thousands of gallons of water, but the land it once fed. Stolen. I pulled over, heart hammering, fists gripping the steering wheel. I thought maybe I'd taken the wrong road. Maybe this wasn't my home. But then I saw it, an old oak tree by the creek, its roots twisting like claws into the soil. I carved my initials into that tree when I was 10. That was my land, my home. I stormed into the brand new, welcome center, where a smiling realtor sat behind a polished desk. She wore pearls, her nails perfectly manicured, like she was selling paradise. "Can I help you?" she asked sweetly. "Yeah," I growled, slamming my discharge papers onto her desk. "You can explain why the hell there are 35 homes on my land." Her smile faltered. She glanced at the papers, then back up at me, her voice tightening. "Sir, this community is under the Homeowners Association of Willow Creek Estates. If you'd like to purchase a home, I can." I cut her off. "Purchase? This is my land, my family's land. Where's my deed?" She cleared her throat, shifting in her seat. The HOA acquired this property after an extended period of tax delinquency. The land was foreclosed and rezoned. Everything was done legally. Legally. My voice thundered through the office. I was deployed. My property taxes were supposed to be frozen under the Servicemembers Civil Relief Act. Didn't anyone check? Didn't anyone care? Her face went pale. She didn't answer. That night, I sat in my truck by the dam, staring at the water rippling in the moonlight. My father built that dam with his own hands, stone by stone. It was the beating heart of the ranch, feeding the soil, giving life to our cattle, our crops, our family. Without it, this land would have been barren. And now, those people, those smiling homeowners in their cookie-cutter houses, were living on what wasn't theirs. I tried the legal route first. I called lawyers. I went to the courthouse. I showed my papers, my deed, my orders, my proof. But every door slammed shut. The county clerk shrugged. The judge mumbled about paperwork delays. The HOA lawyer sneered at me, saying, "You abandoned it." "We improved it." Move on. Abandoned. I'd been in Afghanistan, bleeding for a flag they flew on their porches every 4th of July. I was nothing but a ghost on my own land. Weeks passed. I couldn't sleep. Every time I drove by, I saw kids laughing in my fields, people grilling on patios where my barn once stood. They waved at me, not knowing they were standing on stolen soil. And at night, the anger festered. The dam whispered to me, "You built me to give life, but I can take it away." It wasn't supposed to happen. Not at first. I told myself I just wanted to scare them, make them listen, force someone, anyone, to see the truth. But as the HOA president, a smug woman named Carol, stood in front of her pristine house one evening, barking orders at a neighbor about their unauthorized mailbox color, something in me snapped. This was war. I waited for the storm. Late August, the skies opened, and the rains came. The dam swelled, the water rising higher and higher. I stood there in my poncho, rain pelting my face, the roar of the water filling my ears. My father's words echoed in my mind, "Respect the dam, son. It holds more than water, it holds power." The HOA had taken my land, my family's legacy, my future. And now, I would take back control. That night, under the cover of thunder, I walked to the old valve. My hands shook as I wrapped them around the wheel. One turn, and the floodgates would open. I hesitated. Images flashed in my mind, children, families, laughter. They weren't soldiers. They weren't the ones who stole it. They were pawns. But pawns living on stolen ground. Lightning split the sky. My heart pounded. I turned the wheel. The dam groaned like a wounded beast. Water surged forward, foaming white, crashing down the spillway. I felt the earth tremble beneath my boots. The creek swelled into a raging river, racing toward the pastel homes. I stood there, drenched in rain, watching as the first fences collapsed under the torrent. Lawns turned to mud, cars floated, panicked screams cut through the night as homeowners rushed into the streets, clutching children, dragging dogs, staring in horror as water devoured everything they thought was theirs. And me, I didn't move. I watched it flow. For hours, the water carved through their perfect little community. Foundations cracked, streets buckled, mailboxes disappeared. That oak tree, the one I carved as a boy, stood tall, defiant, as the flood swallowed everything else. By dawn, Willow Creek Estates was gone. The National Guard came. Police, fire, emergency crews swarmed the ruins. Reporters asked how such a tragic accident could happen. The HOA president wailed on camera about her destroyed home, her lost belongings. Not once did she mention the soldier whose land she'd stolen. When the sheriff found me sitting by the oak, soaked and silent, he didn't speak. He just looked at me, then at the broken dam, then back. His eyes told me he knew. But he also knew better than to write it down. In the official report, it was called an infrastructure failure due to neglected maintenance. No one blamed me. No one questioned the timing. And no one dared rebuild. The land returned to silence. Weeks later, I walked through the mud where houses once stood. Toys lay half buried, a grill, rusting, a mailbox bent in half. All of it, temporary. All of it, meaningless. My land had endured longer than their concrete and vinyl ever would. I reached the oak tree and pressed my hand to its bark. My initials were still there, carved decades ago. Still mine, always mine. I whispered to my father, to my grandfather, to the generations who came before, it's safe now. They can't take it again. And for the first time since I came home, I slept. But deep inside, I knew the truth. The dam still whispered, and if anyone tried to steal from me again, it would roar.